I'm going to attempt a new challenge going from absolutely 0 gold all the way to be able to purchase enough WoW tokens to convert them to Blizzard balance so we can buy the Midnight expansion. Right now, a WoW token costs about 400k gold and we are going to need 4 of them, so that will be around 1.6 million gold. I have 3 very simple and straightforward rules for this challenge. Number 1, I can only sell crafted items, and the items have to be crafted by myself. Number 2, I have to farm all materials and recipes myself that is not bought from vendors. Number 3, I can use a maximum of 3 different characters, 1 farming character and 2 crafters. However, we are going to start out with only 1 crafter and 1 farmer, and if we feel like we need another crafter later to get some more variety in our gameplay, I will make another crafter. I'm doing this challenge to have fun and hopefully inspire some of you guys to follow along and show you that it's possible to make gold with a lot of different methods in World of Warcraft. If you'd watched me before, maybe you know that I have been doing this before, but then we did a farming challenge for the War Within, and this is basically a new concept where we do it with crafting. So this is season 2 of From Zero to the War Within. I am so hyped for this challenge, and I think we're gonna have so much fun actually trying out a lot of different crafts and also dabbling with all different kinds of expansions for crafting. So I know that we're gonna do a lot of different expansions. That is gonna be very fun and find out what is gonna be profitable from all different expansions and so, and I'm so hyped because I am usually crafting quite a lot in the War Within as well to make gold, so this is gonna be very nice to try and see how it goes. So as you can see here, my first character is a monk. I decided to go with a monk because monks are generally quite fast. So for example, if we're running a lot of dungeons and stuff to farm recipes, it's good to be a monk because we have a lot of movement speed abilities then, so we can be faster in the dungeons. Why I didn't go with a druid on this character is basically because I want to have a druid for my gathering and farming toon. And since this is the crafter, I feel like I don't want to have 2 druids for the same challenge. That is quite boring, right? Even if that might have been optimal, I think it's gonna be very nice to have a monk as well because they are quite fast. Why I didn't pick a demon hunter, I don't really know. I kind of just like monk more, I guess. But I think it's gonna be totally fine and it's gonna be hell a lot of fun. I would say the initial plan here to start out is definitely to just finish Exile's Reach so we get to level 10 so we actually can get out of this place, because in this place you can't really do anything in terms of gold making, so we just want to get to level 10 and keep going. Then we're definitely immediately gonna start out by learning the classic professions. However, we also need our gathering toon quite fast up to level 10 so it can start gather as well. So that is probably our number 2 as well. After getting this one to level 10, we're probably just gonna start with the gatherer immediately, because how else are we gonna get our materials for crafting, right? We kind of need that set up pretty quickly. Okay, after loads of exciting content in Exile's Reach, I'm finally done. We're at 8 item level now with some juicy gear right here, but it feels great to be done with Exile's Reach. However, I have changed my mind a little bit. Since we have no access to flying mount and stuff yet, I think it's more worth for us to actually push some levels before we start with our crafting and stuff. And since we also need our gathering character basically to get started, we need to get that up as well to like level 10 or something, or I don't know, 20 when we can fly on that toon. I don't fully remember when you can fly, but I still think this is really good if we can get this character up a little bit in levels so we actually can start farming. If we were to want to farm some recipes and stuff later, I think it's just good for this character to be higher level. I think that's the plan for now. I will actually do some time walking dungeons now since they are available, because that is like really chill and we level decently fast, so that's gonna be amazing to just do it. I will see how long I can do it. I'm not gonna go for any max level or anything, but I think around level 30 or something is a good choice for us to try to push for, so we can then advance ourselves in the professions and crafting. So that will be the initial strat for now at least. Okay, so I created my gathering and farming character. It is a druid. We are level 1 in the starting zone. I actually picked to start in Teldrassil this time on this toon because I can't be arsed to do Exile's Reach again. I'm kind of bored of it because I've done it so many times. So I went for this zone. I think it's slower to level and a little bit harder, but I do believe I'm gonna enjoy myself a little bit more because I'm so bored of doing the Exile's Reach. But the plan for this toon is basically just get enough level in the beginning now to be able to start mining in herbalism, also that we can mount and probably fly mount. I don't know if it's unlocked at level 10 or level 20. I'm a bit unsure, but we will take it as we go. But that is the plan basically, because we are going to need those materials for our other professions on our other toon, right? Since we cannot buy them from the auction house, we need a farmer and we need a gatherer, right? So this is going to be our ultimate farming toon that will do all kind of material farming basically. So that's nice. And also I picked a druid for this just because I really do enjoy playing druid when farming, and it is one of the best farmers, or like it is definitely the best farmer for old content. It is a fast class. It has moonfire, instant tagging, like it's so good. Good AoE, good everything, good mobility. Also, maybe in the future in the challenge, we'll see if we decide to get a speed set or something. You never know, but that is way later in, of course. But that is possible maybe on our monk as well, so we'll see where we take it from there. But let's level this toon until we are far enough to be able to get our gathering professions. Okay guys, so after some questing and some leveling, I am now level 14 on my druid, which is the dual gatherer. I have learned mining and herbalism. So basically this is one of the toons that you are going to see. Oh, right now it's chaos here in Goldshire. This is one of the toons that you are going to see. So this is mainly going to be the farming toon, where we mainly farm our items and materials that we need to craft on our other toon. So we started with mining and herbalism here in Elven Forest because I want to try out the classic versions of my professions first on my other toon, since I find it so much fun to try out the old professions and try to find profitable crafts. I will probably go through every single expansion in the professions I have and try to like discover things that is profitable and see how we can make gold in a fun way. I did get level 10 in Teldrassil, and then I moved here, and then I did some gathering, so now I am level 14. I have 108 copper ore and some herbs here, as you can see, but I will mail this to my monk and I will show you what profession that we're gonna go for and try out first. Okay, we are now on my monk. It made it to level 31 after a few time walking dungeons and some questing in a dragonflight. Currently we have 95 item level, and this is how our gear and character looking so far. I kind of like how the gnome's looking nowadays. It's so long time ago I played a gnome, and it's looking quite cool. And I'm now using this mount as well that I really enjoy, that's like matching with this tool. Like, it looks so cool in my opinion. We are now going to pick professions, right? And it wasn't easy for me to pick my second profession. I already knew what I wanted to try with my first profession, and that is going to be engineering. So engineering we are going to try out first on this toon together with inscription. I decided to go with inscription because my second toon has herbalism as well, so we're gonna get a lot of herbs and ores at the same time. So I might as well try inscription, and I think that will be an okay gold maker. I'm not sure if it's going to be as good as engineering, but as I said, I really have no idea yet. So it's gonna be very fun to see. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I quickly want to say that I have released a Patreon. So if you want to support me on my dream and my journey to becoming a full-time creator, check out my Patreon in the description below. For free members, it has a really easy to understand TSM guide now. And for paid members, we have a really easy flipping guide, and I'm working on profession guides and so much more. I really appreciate your support, but let's continue with the video. So the strat is basically now to get those professions, skill them up, and see if we can find profitable craft with the materials that we farm on our druid. So that is the basic strat. So far here we have a little bit of gold from questing, but our gold from now on will come from crafting. Okay, so after learning engineering, we have 6 skill already because we are a gnome, so we get some benefits here in engineering. That's pretty much why I picked a gnome as well. I'm not sure if it's beneficial for it in any way, but now we picked it and I think it's gonna be nice. I'm not really sure what add-on we can use to find profitable crafts, because if we do head math all the time it might get annoying, especially with some crafts. Maybe it differs, but I'm gonna try to see if we can find an add-on that calculates profit for us. But we are going to try to level it up now. I'm not really sure how much maths it's gonna take, but it's probably gonna take quite a few. I am also ready to try a lot of items, even if they are really weird items that has at least some kind of a sell rate. I'm ready to try them and see if they ever will sell. Like, so many weird items in this game are selling for reasons that I don't know about, but they are probably used for some really niche things. So it's gonna be very interesting to see if we can sell some really random items that are crafted in the professions. I do believe that we are going to, so it will be really enjoyable to try. Our bag situation, by the way, since we cannot buy any bags off of the auction house, we currently have the bags that we got from questing and a bag that we got from a treasure in Dragonflight, actually, which was 34 slot that they recommended in Twitch chat. So this I'm really happy about. So 134 slot, 130 slot, 124 slot, and 130 slot. This is currently what we have. We have no reagent bag. I don't think we're gonna be able to get a reagent bag because I do believe they are only crafted from tailoring or bought on the auction house. So I think this is what we're gonna have to live with. But it's looking good, and maybe we will get some bigger bags in the future, but we'll see what happens. But let's get leveling our profession. Okay, there we go. Now we go to rough stones as well. I forgot to send them the first time, but let's start leveling our profession. I have no idea. We're just gonna wing it. We're not gonna probably use a leveling guide, not at the moment at least. So we're just gonna go with the flow and see what we can do. I guess we just need to level a bit so we get some new recipes that we can actually sell, because I want to get something posted on the auction house now, just to see like our first sale coming in. Like, that's gonna be so fun. Okay, so we made rough stones all the way to 40 skills. That I didn't know. Now we have rough dynamite, rough copper bomb, and handful of copper bolts. One thing that I know, and that is really good with engineering, I think it will be really good with engineering at least, is the copper bolts, because they can be used in the War Within for pilfering. So people can buy this to use it in the War Within and for other stuff as well, of course. So I think those will sell pretty good. And this is going to be something that I think will be consistent through all of the different expansions of engineering, because you can pilfer from every expansion. So in TBC, there is going to be some item that you can pilfer in the War Within, so it has a good demand. Maybe it had a good demand before, I don't know, but I know for a fact at least now that should impact the demand. So I hope we will be able to make some profit using that, but I'm not sure as of yet because I haven't tried this before, but I think it's going to be good. And of course, I've seen the copper bolts selling in Pathalyric's videos, of course. We're gonna try to make a few of them and try to scale up our profession a little bit more. I totally forgot that I actually have to make the bars on my other tune, that is the gathering tune. So I forgot that, so let's send the ore back. I really realized that it takes so much longer time to actually craft when it is like these classic professions instead of the War Within ones. Like the War Within ones, they're just blasting through at max crafting speed. So of course it will take some more time crafting in this, but that's totally fine. Okay, but there we go. Now we have 108 copper bars. We are going to buy ourselves a blacksmith hammer, apparently, even though we are doing engineering, and we're going to get crafting some bolts here because they will give us both skill and a actual potential to sell. They have a min buyout price of 5.55 silver here, if it is telling me the true value. I'm not sure if TSM is, but maybe. And the copper bar seems to be worth around 4 gold. So even if we weren't doing this with our own materials, we still could have done this to make profit. However, the profit per craft is low and it takes a bit of time, so I don't know if it's worth. That's debatable, but at least we are making profit, and that's just so amazing to see. I guess we can say it's pure profit when we have farmed the materials ourselves, if we don't think about the time invested. We're not going to be using all of our copper bars to craft the bolts for now, so I'm just going to make like a few more here, and then we're going to go back to the trainer and see what kind of new recipes we have. Okay, so basically the new recipes we got is the arclight spanner, crude scope, rough boomstick, coarse dynamite, and coarse blasting powder. So we're gonna immediately make an arclight spanner at least, so we can use that. We can try to post one of these on the auction house as well. They are sometimes selling, so we can definitely do that. Crude scope seems to be a miss, actually. Not worth crafting at all. It costs a lot to craft and seems to be worth 1 gold. I am going to get a better add-on or some better display at least here soon, so I can determine the values. Like TSM is great and we're gonna use that, but I don't know why the tooltip is so small and not showing everything that it usually does for me. Maybe I need to do some settings on this account. So for now, I actually think that the strat is for us to... we need to make one more arclight spanner because we need to have one ourselves, I think. And we need to post one on the auction house because it's 23 gold. 23, 6 times 4 would be 24. So basically this is a break-even craft or even a loss, but let's try to sell it either way. But now we are then going to try to make all of the copper bolts, I think, and post them up because we need coarse blasting powder and we need coarse stone for that. And that we haven't been able to get yet on our gatherer, so that is something we need to get later. But for now, we craft these copper bolts, I think, and post them up, and then we can go gather and try to get some of the new stuff so we can skill up more. We could make the rough copper bombs, but I don't think it's worth it for now. I think it's better to save our skill points here until the coarse stones, because we're gonna need to do them either way. Okay, nice. So we ended up with 96 handful of copper bolts and 1 arclight spanner. We're going to post this. The rough blasting powder we're gonna save. I think we're gonna use it more for leveling, so let's save that. But let's post up this. Okay, the arclight spanner seems to be posted at 39 silver here. I was checking at the sale average. That's not the best. Okay, so this is completely wrong. I think I need to add this server to my TSM app. But the bolts seems to be at 5 gold and 55 silver for now. So this we can definitely post, and we post it up for 532 gold, which is great. It's gonna be a good start. So let's see if we can sell them. So while we wait for sales, we're gonna go back to our gatherer and gather way more. I'm not gonna start with inscription right now. It's too much to start with both at the same time, I think. So I will go gather. I will just keep all of my herbs, and we can do a large inscription session later when we feel like it. Okay, so now after we have done a lot of engineering leveling and trying to sell some stuff with that and craft and level up that, we're at 175 skill so far. I actually think it's time for us to start with our second profession. And as I said earlier, I wanted to try inscription, but I totally totally changed my mind. During my live stream, I got questions about what professions I am going to pick as a second one, and I told them inscription, but then I totally changed my mind that it would be way more fun to actually try out to go for alchemy. Since we are getting a lot of herbs, like we kind of have to go inscription or alchemy, and now I feel like that would be so fun because I don't know how to make gold with old alchemy. Like I have no idea. So this is going to be really, really fun to try. So let's head to the alchemy trainer right now and see if we can actually start leveling it a bit, because I have quite a few herbs now from doing the gathering on the gathering tune. So I think we can push it a little bit in level at least, but we will see what's possible. I don't know what kind of recipes that we're going to be able to do for old content crafting with this, but it's going to be fun to test at least. So let's start here by scaling up as much as we can with the herbs we have, and we just see what skill we can reach. One of the recipes that I saw that might be good is Elixir of the Giant Growth. We talked a little bit about that on stream as well, and that one is really easy to farm, I think, the recipe, because if I remember correctly, it dropped a lot when I was farming other stuff like in the barrens and stuff. So I think we can farm the recipes quite easy, and the sell rate of that elixir was insane. So I do think we can move quite a lot of them if we are able to get the mats for them, because right now I don't even know what the mat is. So that is just an example, but I do believe it will actually exist some niche recipes and stuff that we actually can try to make some gold with, which I hope. So this is going to be really, really fun to at least give it a try and see what's possible, because when you're thinking about old content alchemy, and especially classic alchemy, I don't really know a good way or anything that would sell. So this is going to be really interesting. Really, really interesting. And if we see that it is too bad later on, we can just drop it and try inscription instead. But I do think it's going to be decent, and it should be able to make some gold at least with the correct recipes. Okay, so actually we did not get too far with the herbs we have. We are missing a lot of briar thorn, so that is something that we will have to go and gather for now to increase our skill. But we made it to skill 110, and I do believe with the herbs we have, we can make it a bit further when we just get through this step as well. But it will be interesting to see. But I will do some more gatherings so we can push through here, because it would be so nice if we can get some skill in both the professions, and then we can start like real crafting sessions and actually see what we print with. So let's go and try to gather a bit more and see if we can push through these next steps. Okay, so after gathering a while here, as you can see, we have some stuff in the bag. Let's go back to Stormwind, melt the bars, I guess, just to send them over to the crafter. We have 40 briar thorn now, so I think that will be enough, but I'm not sure. I hope it will be, because I do think we have enough of the next herbs to at least proceed further. I'll just convert everything into bars, and then we'll see what we can craft. Okay, so we got our new stacks of herbs, and we're gonna see if that is enough to push us through this next step here in alchemy. I do hope so. We can now make the healing potions here, 40 of them, so we're gonna be able to get a lot of skill points. It's very interesting to see that some of these items actually has a sell rate. For example, region average daily sold on this is 29, so it actually can sell. I don't know what people use this for, because I bet they don't buy just this specific one for leveling, because some of them has really, really much worse sell rate. So I don't really know what's going on, but maybe I will try to post them, because this has a good value as well, because it is used with the gold thorn, which is really, really valuable, 18 gold a pop. So we'll definitely try to post them and see if they sell. I just wonder why, really, but maybe they are really good for leveling. I have no idea. But we made it so far to 202 skills with the mats we had. Sadly, I think we are going to be a bit stuck now. Okay, we could make some shadow oil here. Maybe that is good. Okay, it looks like we are stuck at 210 now, because we seem to need a bit of gold thorn to proceed. So that is definitely something that we will have to farm once again. But 210 in alchemy, and what is our skill in engineering? 175 so far. This is like a really, really good start. I think I'm gonna go and post up this on the auction house now, and we're also gonna try to see if we can make some crafts here with our new stuff that we got from gathering. It looks like we need solid stones to proceed, like making the solid blasting powder to skill up higher. I guess we get that from like mithril and stuff, I believe. So I think that is the next step for us to go and gather that together with the gold thorn. I'm gonna try to make some more bronze tubes and see if we can sell them. They have a decent sell rate. We're also gonna do some silver contracts, because they seem to have a decent value and a decent sell rate. So I think that can be good as well. I have stuff posted on the auction house that hasn't sold yet, so we will check what has sold and what not, and see like what we should proceed crafting to sell. But I do believe like this is the next step to get solid stones and like make the solid blasting powder. Okay, so I'm posting up all of the potions and stuff now as well, and elixirs. Even though they are worth very little, I might as well try. It's fun if we can get some sales of it for sure. But once again, the next step for me here is gonna be to go out gathering and see what we can find, because we definitely need some of the like gold thorn and the higher materials. I just saw in chat that we immediately sold elixir of defense for 85 silver. We sold 15 elixir of defense for 12 gold. What? Elixir of defense. I think it's very bad. I think, yeah, they like the mat is really expensive if you were to craft them, but for skilling up it's so weird that that's sold immediately. Lol. But very nice, at least we sold something, right? But let's go out and gather again, and we'll see if we can proceed, and maybe we can do some nice crafts. Okay, so we got a lot of materials now from last night when I was gathering, so we're gonna try to level up engineering a little bit right now, because I got a lot of solid stones. So let's start by making solid blasting powder. It seems to be selling for around 13 gold, which is not bad, and the mat's required sale average is only around 5 gold, so generally this is a little bit profitable, I would say, at least. But for us, of course, everything is profitable since we kind of have to use our own mats, right? We cannot really do anything else with our mats than craft with it, so I guess everything with our mat is profitable. But still, this would be a profitable craft for sure, even without gathering your own materials, right? So we're starting to unlock some really interesting crafts right here, because now we have the mithril tube here as well, and this one has a 22 gold sale average, requires 3 mithril bars, which would be 18 gold a pop, and selling this for 22 gold a pop roughly, so that is some profit as well. And the items is quite valuable, so I think we're gonna be able to make a little bit of gold with its items for sure, and it's very interesting to see if they can sell. This one has a really high sell rate, the solid blasting power of 4,000 region average daily sold, but the mithril tube only coming in at 139, but I still think we will be able to sell it. And then we have the unstable trigger here with 3,000 in sell rate as well. Here though, we need the mage weave cloth. This one, I'm not really sure where we can farm this, but we need to look that up, because I do think we are going to be needing to craft this, and I do think we can make some profit with this. Me myself, I even know that I have been buying this in the past when I was leveling engineering in the War Within on my main tunes to actually pilfer in the War Within. So this one sells, and it is quite a good item to pilfer if I remember correctly. Okay guys, it is now time to open our mailbox. It has been a few days since I worked on the challenge because we got patch 11.2 in the War Within, so I was kind of hyped of going there and crafting on my main characters, but we're gonna open the mailbox. But first, let's do a little bit of a recap, because I've been working a little bit on the professions as well. We have engineering now at 300 out of 305, which is absolutely huge. So in the next episode, we're gonna be able to print with classic engineering, I think, and we're gonna make so much gold with this, I hope. But I managed to get alchemy to 300 as well, so this is also very interesting. So we're gonna see what we're able to print with that. And I have some really nice ideas for the next episode, how we can make very good gold, I hope, with alchemy. So I'm really excited about that. But let's now open the mailbox and see how much gold we have added into this episode. I do think it is not going to be the best, but it is a good start. So looking at the mailbox here, we're looking at 13,000 gold, almost 14k. That is not too bad in my opinion, but we could have definitely done better. But we have worked so much on setting up our tunes, and we now have a really good foundation of just printing money, I think. So I'm really positive about this, even though it is just only 14k. I think in the next episode, we're gonna be able to make so much more gold very easy. But we're of course still going to investigate new professions from new expansions, etc., to see if we can make any more gold with those. But now we're gonna utilize classic a little bit and see how much gold we can make with that. 14k. Let's first get the expires. So we have sold a lot of different items here, as you can see. Iron strut, solid blasting powder, 2.6k, mithril casing coming up at 5.7k, solid blasting powder, 1.6k. We have really nice sales here. Handful of copper bolts. We knew those were gonna sell, but selling like the scopes and stuff is really interesting to me, because I really didn't expect those stuff to really sell this fast. But we sold 2 scopes, so really interesting to see the mailbox. And my plan is to really try to craft a little bit of everything and try to have everything posted to see like what sells and what not, and is it easy gold or not. But let's open the mailbox. There we go. We're now looking at 14k almost in the bag, which is absolutely beautiful. I hope you're looking forward to the next episode as much as I do, because this challenge is really hype for me. I'm enjoying it so much and I'm having so much fun. Once again, if you want to support me on my dream to becoming a full-time creator, check out the Patreon in the description below. I appreciate everybody watching so much. Any feedback is appreciated. See you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.